While the flood inquiry tries to get to the bottom of what went wrong, many Queenslanders are still waiting for insurance payments that will help get them back on their feet. Steve Kinane visited the town of Esk, where one family is still living in a shed 13 weeks after their home was flooded.
This is now where we're living. We've christened it the Shadow instead of the Chateau. Due to RACQ, we're still waiting on a payment from them and some answers on to when are they going to pay our insurance out.
Marianne Bettines has been living in this shed with her husband and teenage boys for the past 13 weeks.
It's coming on winter. It gets very cold here, about -4, -5. No heating, no running water.
Their home was rendered unlivable by the flood and their belongings washed away. Marianne Bettines was rescued from floodwaters by the SES, dragged out by a rope after the water had reached throat level. And if all that's not enough, she's also recovering from cancer.
I've only just come out of hospital in November from a double mastectomy, and this is taking a great toll on my health and my stress levels, and still suffering from that all as well, and I've just about had enough. This is our kitchen.
Marianne's neighbour was insured with Suncorp. She says they've already been paid out and are rebuilding their home.
Because we don't have a stove, don't have an oven, don't have anything like that.
When you explain all this to your insurer, what do they say?
We're looking into it. We haven't made a decision. It has to be reviewed, or every time you ring, the person that you need to talk to is not in, on holidays or at lunch, and they don't return your phone calls.
3 days ago, the family was given a one-off emergency payment of $15,000, but their home and contents were insured for around $500,000. RACQ turned down Lateline's request for an interview. In a statement, a spokesperson said,
RACQ Insurance has accepted a claim from the policyholder and is working with them to finalise their claim. There are some unique and complicating factors associated with the claim which have been identified through the assessment process.
The Mayor of Ipswich says flood victims are being left in limbo.
We try to help people who have been totally devastated. So if you're covered by insurance, what we're saying, you can go second. And so what happens is that if you don't know whether you're covered by insurance or not, your whole life is on hold. You can't apply for any other rounds of funding, which means you're really stuffed.
But RACQ say they've processed the vast majority of claims. In a statement on their website, they say,
"So far, we have been able to make a decision on 94% of the household claims we have received. The remaining 6% are more complex in terms of determining the cause of water inundation."
But Sally Doyle disputes those figures. She's still waiting for an answer from her insurer, and she says she's seen plenty of other examples in her job as a social worker.
The very clear picture I'm getting in the community, and that most people are getting in the community, is of people who are still waiting. They've either been told no, or people have not had a clear yes or no from their insurers. And in the majority of cases, that's what's been happening.
Marianne Bettines says flood victims need to be paid quickly.
These insurance companies, they just look at the number on a piece of paper. They don't look at the human impact that they're having on people. They're quite happy, these CEOs of the insurance company living in Sydney Harbour in a mansion. I mean, I'm quite happy to ring them and ask if, 3 teenagers, 2 adults, 3 horses, a dog and a cat can come and 6 chooks can come and live in their lounge room. I don't think they'd agree to that, so why do I have to live in conditions like this?
Steve Kinane, Lateline.